Friends, today I am discussing on a subject of life, enjoyment. Thousands of years have passed. We are searching a enjoyable life, but we have not been able to get perpetual enjoyment. What is the enjoyment and how can we get this permanently? It is a question of experience. It is not the question of logics. It is not the question of law. It is the question of experience only and experience only. See a child of 3 years. He is playing with the toys and taking the enjoyment. He is creating something and destroying something. What he has created, he is taking enjoyment. Thus, he is searching the enjoyment and realizing the enjoyment in his creation and his destruction. Creation is a part of destruction, and destruction is a part of creation. It is a natural human instinct. A natural instinct of childhood, child takes the enjoyment. In creation, child takes the enjoyment in learning new things. And he also takes the enjoyment to destroy his own creation, to forget his own learnings. But as we grow up, we passed our life, we start more learning, we create more things, but enjoyment does not enhance and increase in the ratio of our creation, in the ratio of our learning. On the other hand, this enjoyment is decreasing till the age of our life, the last age, the death. A child takes birth weeping. He feels the suffering and pains of process of birth, and he cries when he is out. But when he grows to some extent, he starts taking enjoyment in his creation and in his destruction. And this goes on. But when we are in a younger age, our enjoyment decreases. We start creation, not creation only. We start collection, not collection only. But we start grabbing some things from others also. Thus, we have an attachment of all these things. because we don't want to destroy these things. We want to keep these things with us forever. We don't want to detach from these things what we have collected, what we have created, and what we have graved from other things, other peoples. Thus, our graving, our collection, and creation becomes a storehouse, and we only enjoy that storehouse. That storehouse may be rotten one. That storehouse, a house of wastage also. But we stint everything what we have created, what we have graved, and we have collected. We don't want to lose these things. Thus, the instinct of fear is created. When fear is created, we are afraid of any our graving things, any our collecting things, and any our creating things may be graved by others. Thus, this chain is a fear is going on, and this fear increases our fear instincts and decreases our enjoyment instincts. Now, as our age passed, we don't attach ourselves only the materialistic thing. Then our young age comes. We attach ourselves in a sex. We attach ourselves with the opposite sex, and we become the companion. We become the friend. Thus makes a family and attach ourselves with that family. And that family is fighting for collecting things. That family is fighting for grabbing things. Family is fighting for creating things. But they don't want to transform these all collections, these all creations, and these all grabbing things. They always want to remain every stage as it is. They want everything to be keep with them till their life, till their death. Thus, this attachment goes on, fear of detaching these things become the cause of our sadness, our sorrows, and our pains. And now we are suffering of pains. Now we are suffering of sorrows. Now we are suffering from sadness. This is the process of transformation of enjoyment into the sorrows, transformation of happiness into the sorrow, transformation of pleasurements into the sorrows, pains, and sadness. This is the process one until the last age of our life. To the death we always are suffering. We takes birth crying and we dies crying. This is the process of our life. Only the stage of childhood, where the creation and destruction is enjoyed. Can this enjoyment be a permanent one? Can this enjoyment be a perpetual? 1,000 years many rishis, sons and messiahs, angels and messengers of God gave their messages for full enjoyment, but rarely anybody goes to a perpetual enjoyment. Now I shall share my experience with you. What is the real enjoyment and how can it be acquired? Real enjoyment is the creation and destruction is a process of transformation. And If we take the enjoyment in creation and destruction, then we shall be in a stage of real enjoyment. That is a natural enjoyment. We should not instinct everything, we should not attach everything till our death. We have to be detached of things. We have to be detached from things. What we created, what we stolen, what we graved, and what we collected. How can this detachment may be gained? This may be gained by transformation of our consciousness. This may be gained by transformation of our mental state. This may be gained by transformation of our bodily state. When there will be our body in a pure stage, our mind is a non-violent stage, non-grabbing stage, non-stealing stage, and our consciousness is transformed accordingly. Then we shall be in a permanent enjoyment. We have to first transform our body. Then we have to transform our mind. And then we have to transform our consciousness. We have not to do any efforts, but we have to live in a life of natural phenomena. We have to live a life as nature gives us the guidance. We shall be a natural stage. A non-violence is the highest stage of human consciousness, where religion takes birth. And religion is a realization of self and loving other creatures, not only creatures, but plants and other wholesome earth and every part and parcel of this earth. It is the stage of the love. Love is the highest stage where no demands remain. And the spirituality takes birth. This is the stage of perpetual enjoyment. How can gain this enjoyment? The childhood enjoyment is a seed. And that seed can be germinated and be transformed into a plant of love and non-violence. What is the method of this process? How can we be detached from things? How can we reach to the stage of non-violence? How can we reach to the stage of love? It is a process at three levels. A process at the level of body, a process at the level of mind, a process at the level of consciousness. I shall share my experience of life. Suppose you don't take the food. You will live for few days or few months, but at last you will die. Suppose you mismanaged your food taking. You will be suffering from many diseases and you will also die. Suppose we don't take the water. We shall live for few days. Then we shall die. Suppose we don't manage the water taking. We shall be suffering from many diseases. And at last we shall die painfully. Suppose we don't take the breathing. We don't take the fresh air. We shall die in few minutes, not for few days, not for few months. And if we mismanaged our breath taking, we shall be suffering from many diseases. And we shall die at last due to the effect of these diseases. This is the process of our life and it is connected to our enjoyment. A person suffering from disease, a person suffering from pains of body and mind, a person suffering from disorder of mind, a person suffering from ill consciousness cannot be happy and cannot be in a stage of perpetual enjoyment. Therefore, the process starts from the body and mind, purification of body and mind. And the consciousness shall itself converted into your process of transformation of mind and body. We have to start our body formation, body transformation, body purification. Body is the basis of whole religion, body is the basis of your transformation, body is the basis of your enjoyment. Body is the basis of perpetual enjoyment, body is the perpetual basis of all phenomenon happening in your consciousness, happening in your sensitivity, happening in your happiness, happening in your every activity. Therefore, we have to purify our body first. And we have to purify the body by managing our air, because without managing our breathing or not taking breathing, we die in a few minutes and we fall in ill in a few minutes. The first of all is the management of our breathing. Breathing management has been given by the Buddha. Breathing management has been given by Maharshi Patanjali in Yoga Darshan. Breathing management has been given by every rishi and sons and meditators. Therefore, the first of all, we have to control our breathing. Breathe for a few seconds or for a 40 or 50 seconds. Stay on breathing, stop breathing for few minutes and then start breathing again. Then stop breathing for few seconds, then starts breathing. This process is known as pranayam in Yoga Darshan. Given in the darshan of Maharshi Patanjali and other meditators also. When this process is going on, for a few days, from 1 minute to 30 minutes, your mind will be converted. Your consciousness will be converted into the purity and you will feel and realize a perpetual enjoyment from inner side. Laughing without any reason, without any remark is coming from your inner side. It is the enjoyment, it is the perpetual enjoyment. It happens to every body. The body is pure already. It happens as early as possible. And if body is impure, full of enmity, full of angerness, full of violence, it takes a month or 6 months to transform into a non-violent body, non-violent mind. And you will leave everything which is not required in body by controlling your breathing. The food is managed itself. And drinking of water is managed itself. If you start and learn the controlling your breathing. Thus the breathing is the main tool and process by which we can control and manage our food, we can control and manage our water taking. Water taking here means the liquid taking if you are taking bad things, such as intoxication, such as other things which we take only to forget ourselves, to avoid our sadness, to avoid our pains, and to avoid our sorrows. These all things will be removed from your body, from your mind, and from your habits. And habits will also change itself. Thus, I am saying only the method is only processing and controlling of your breathing, is a process and controlling of your all mind and all body. It will awaken your mind, it will awaken your body, and the source of energy will be go from downside to the upward sides. Second process, perhaps nobody has cleared up to this stage. I shall say, the lower part of our body is a storehouse of our energy, our stomach and allied organs of body. Produces the energy in your body, and this energy is used in whole body, mind and our consciousness. If this portion is ignored and this portion is not recharged, there will be no energy. And there will be no energy, then there will be no function, bad or worse or good or better. Thus, our transformation should be started from the lower side, then the breathing, and then the conscious transformations. We forget our lower side to control our lower organs. Our lower organs mainly are the discharging way of urine, discharging way of latrine. These two organs and allied organs such as kidneys and other glands are the necessary organs which creates the energy in our body. Therefore, we have to control and do exercise of these organs also. You see the animals discharging their waste, urine and latrine. And you will see that they doing the exercise after discharging their waste of their lower organs, organs of latrine and organs of urine. They close and open their organs of latrines again and again and again after the discharging of latrine. This is a natural exercise and it is required to create a more energy in our body so that I may do control of our breathing and the food intaking and drink intaking. And we can transform our mind and consciousness. Thus, after refreshing ourselves, we have to do this exercise 10 minutes also. It is not a laughing thing, it is required and natural exercise which is done by every animals and every creatures except the human beings. Human being has become the habit of discharging their waste and going on his seat and sitting there. He don't do any exercise after discharging their waste by the way of the latrine and by the way of the urine. They don't close and open these ways and don't do exercise of these organs. Therefore, we fall ill and we cannot manage our food discharging and our water discharging. Therefore, second method which I have told you, the method of controlling your lower organs and controlling your heart and lungs organs. And thereafter comes the meditation, controlling of your thoughts and thinking. You meditate on your upper organs, the inner part of your head, and you may meditate on upper part of your nose that is known as a third eye. Then you will realize the perpetual enjoyment and you will realize the real enlightenment in your inner sight. You will see the light of thousand suns and you will hear the music of thousand songs. That melodious music and that the milky light will make you more enjoyable. And that enjoyable observations will create a permanent enjoyment in your inner body and inner mind, and your consciousness will be converted into a consciousness of pure spiritual consciousness. A consciousness of non-violence, a consciousness of non-enmity, a consciousness of eco-friendly, a consciousness of friendship with all living beings and non-living beings, part and parcel of this earth. This is the stage of human being, it is the stage of human consciousness, to which we can reach by this process. It was my duty to express my views, what I have achieved, so that my fellow beings may share this and may make the benefit being a perpetual and joyful. I think I have been able to reach a stage of myself in speaking on perpetual enjoyment. And this enjoyment has made my mind and my face is also enlightened during speaking. Thanks all of you, thanks all my friends, thanks my fellow beings. Thanks ladies and gentlemen, hear me and try to exercise my hearings. You will reach into a stage of perpetual enjoyment. Thanks, thanks, thanks. Please share my views to the maximum people. And motivate my views by subscribing the channel, Flow of Thoughts on YouTube. Thanks, thanks, thanks. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Jai Rishi. Thanks.